But I've got Bruce on the line from Long Island. How you doing, Bruce?
Hi, how are you, Greg?
Thank you for calling and staying on hold. What can I do for you?
My pleasure. I own several properties here in New York, in Long Island, and for some reason, I'm interested in Jacksonville, Florida. I saw a particular property I'm interested. A few years ago, it was listed. It sold in the high 4s. Now it's in the high 2s, and I'm thinking of this as a possible place to go during Christmas vacation, Easter vacation, February break kind of thing, but also possibly renting it out during the other times of the year. And I heard you just talking about these properties in Atlanta. I was wondering, first of all, your opinion about Jacksonville. The reason I like the idea of Jacksonville is because it's possibly drivable in a couple of days rather than having to take the plane.
Right.
And it's, of course, several degrees warmer in the wintertime, which is an interest of mine during those breaks.
There's also Jacksonville is an interesting market because if you look at what we always look at with Jacksonville, it's kind of like a lighter version of Florida from the standpoint of it's not as busy. A lot of people, if you look at the migration patterns in Jacksonville, it's pulling as many people from South Florida as it is from New York.
Oh.
You know, it's again, go to the site and take a look at that migration pattern. It's really interesting. When you talk to people who have done that, they say that the northeastern coast of Florida is kind of like the way Florida used to be in the South, meaning it's gotten too darn busy down there, okay? Mm-hmm. Too many New Yorkers have gone down to South Florida, and they're driving the people who now consider themselves Floridians out, but they don't want to leave Florida, so they're going up to the eastern coast. They're going to, the Cape Canaveral area, Vero Beach, all the way up through Jacksonville. So there's the feedback that I've gotten on Jacksonville is that it's got a quality of life element. So it has the best of Florida in terms of climate, the best of Florida in terms of the long-term demographic potential of demand for the real estate, but it's also got something different going for it. It's a little bit like maybe the west coast of Florida. That was very appealing to a lot of folks 10 years ago, 15 years ago, because the west coast wasn't as busy as the east coast. I think up north is the new hot coast, and eventually it'll be the Panhandle. That'll be the last place in Florida you can go to get a little bit of elbow room.
Do you know if you're able to rent during the course of the year, but not have, and like a management company that you were talking about in Atlanta, do they exist in Jacksonville so that I could utilize the home during those 4 weeks of the year?
Now, which 4 weeks? That's an interesting question. Which 4 weeks do you want to use it again?
Well, probably the time that everybody else wants to use it.
Right.
We're talking Christmas time, and we're talking. I'm a teacher, so the February break.
Okay, so you're taking your breaks when everybody else is also.
Right.
Here's the thing about that is that in those markets, you could get a tenant to rent it 12 months a year and give you positive cash flow if it were a straight investment, but it's not. It's something you want to use also.
Right.
Which means the likelihood of you being able to get the possibility of getting a positive cash flow on a vacation property in Jacksonville is going to rely on the fact that you don't go there during the hot season. Right. You'd have to be going there during the summer. I just came from Charleston. It's 95 degrees. People who own, so in other words, you're going to be in a situation where you probably can't count on being able to cover your expenses if you're going to use it like that.
I didn't really care that much if it was positive cash flow. I was just looking.
The question is, could you? Yes, you could. The answer is yes, you could. The season in Jacksonville is going to be all the way from Thanksgiving all the way to Easter, probably, just like the other parts of Florida. So thank you. I got to cut this off. Thank you for the call, Bruce. I hope that was helpful to you. You're listening to Rand on Real Estate. This is brought to you by Own America, ownamerica.com. We're at 77 WABC. My name is Greg Rand. You can reach me over there. Come to the site, buy the book, take the course, engage with us. The voice in your head is telling you the right thing. This is the time to be thinking about investing in real estate. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, but when are we going to hear you again?
The second Saturday of every month.
There you go. Want to make sure people can put that on their calendar. Great show.
Thank you.